Up, welcome back yet again to the continuation of the the time loops. We actually did get some interesting, I do like whenever it cuts to Bizette and Avenger, because I mean that's the most interesting part, addition to this game is their characters. But yeah, Shiro, I guess, still is like, well, I don't know. I guess I got killed last time. I don't remember anything about that. I'm just going to pretend like nothing happened and go on with my mundane day-to-day life. So I guess there's something we don't know about happening in the storage room, but let's check out the streets. Is there anything happening on the streets? There's something new at the school. Go to school or don't go? Let's go to school. See what'll happen. Oh, it's something with Taiga, of course. Yeah, there have been events with Taiga happening at the school that we didn't actually look into last time. Good morning, Fujimura-sensei. Morning! How's everyone doing? A relaxed morning greeting that does not befit a teacher. Yeah, her personality really doesn't befit a teacher. Wait, is it Fujine after all? Looking sharp really isn't like her, so it would bother me if she did. I'm not bothered, but I probably should be. What is it? Something bothering you, Shiro? Fujine noticed me inclining my head in doubt. Here, we're strictly teacher and student, but it's just before homeroom and class hasn't started yet. Oh, nothing. I was just thinking you seem the same as ever. Oh, I mean, is that really a bad thing? Are you trying to say I don't look like a teacher, Emiya-kun? I wouldn't go that far, but no, there's nothing in particular bothering me right now. Well, I mean, you wouldn't have spoken up if there wasn't anything bothering you. We see each other all the time and know each other's problems all too well. In that sense, you could even call it an ideal teacher-student relationship where nothing needs to be hidden. Well, no, you couldn't. Being like siblings is a bit too close. Shiro, you gotta start taking things more seriously. Huh? Did I do something? See, it's not long till you graduate, and you're still playing around, aren't you? That's no good. No good at all. As your teacher, I'm concerned. Very concerned. Fujine keeps lamenting, but she doesn't sound very serious. I suppose that's why students find her easy to approach for all sorts of advice. It's one of her virtues. Shiro, you should rely on your homeroom teacher too and ask me for advice. Like tonight's dinner menu? Ah, meat would be great. Yeah, lots of fat and protein in those steaks. Early morning at school, and this is what we end up discussing. All of a sudden, a figure walks past like a shadow. Good morning, Kazuki-sensei. Ah, good morning. Good morning. This is Kazuki, the strict ethics teacher. It's said that students admire him more with every year they spend in the school, and I was no exception. As I went into my third year, I began to appreciate his style. What, him just kind of being serious all the time? Fujimura-sensei, about this month's arrangements. The preparations for the cultural festival and exams, right? Oh, what did they decide about the date for the regular teachers' meeting? It is this evening. There is also the matter of guidance counseling for the third-year students. I see. Career choice is definitely tough, but the students respect you well. Fujine is holding a very professional conversation. She just kind of switched from casual to professional pretty quick, didn't she? I almost instinctively rub my eyes to make sure I'm not dreaming. No, I'm not quite as popular as you are, Fujimura-sensei. That's not true. Look, Emiya-kun's expression says it all. Don't just dump it on me. But I can't horse around like usual in front of Kazuki. I believe you are a teacher I can rely on, Kazuki-sensei. I see. I will try to live up to that trust. Excuse me. Kazuki heads towards the classroom. The moment his slim figure disappears down the hallway, the two of us breathe a collective sigh of relief, and she pats me on the shoulder. Really, Shiro, acting like a good kid all of a sudden? And you, stop acting innocent all of a sudden. I mean, you sure can pull it off, though. What's with that tone? You aren't lumping me with the delinquent girls, are you? Delinquent girl? Girly? The idea of being called a girl apparently pleases her, so she repeats it a few times. Did she not think of herself as one? Definitely. But I was raised by a delinquent. Wouldn't that make me one too? Looks like we wasted all the pre-homeroom time on this. It's almost time. I'm sure you're not a delinquent. Alright, to the classroom. Ugh, we should just about make it this time. Ah! What the fuck was that about? What the hell just happened? She turned into a cat person and just did a motion blur effect. She dashes forward with an odd battle cry. No way. What happened to the serious teacher just now? She flipped another switch and turned into to her usual self, or to her cat persona. Hey, you'll be late if you don't make it, Emiya-kun. Delinquent or not, get your own identity sorted out first. Yeah, stop switching between personality types. Oh hey, Ryder's at the school. What's Ryder doing at the school? I kind of want to know what Ryder's doing here. Lunchtime. Maybe I'll buy something from the cafeteria, then I could eat it in the student council room, or on the roof. Hey, did you see that? That was awesome. I didn't think people like that really existed. All the girls in our school combined might not be a match for this one. Who knew that beauties like these exist out there? Think she's a model or some kind of celebrity? No, she's got to be an alien. There are no people like her on Earth. Earth, Mars, or wherever. I don't want to know what someone so gorgeous is doing here at our school. That's what I'm starting to hear. I wonder who it is. Model or celebrity? But who exactly? Yeah, we already know who it is. I wonder how long it takes to take care of all that hair. Forget the hair. Don't you think she's not even of the same race? Look at that physique of hers. Her legs and arms are so long, I feel embarrassed just passing by her. And that head, she must be over 8-to-1 height-to-head ratio too. Such was the girl's assessment. As I head down the hall, the talk about this mysterious person gets even louder. From the information thus far, there's only one candidate I can think of. Why is she at Homurahara? I have a bad feeling about this. That is unfortunate, Shiro. Would I happen to be the source of this bad feeling? I can imagine Shiro just said that and she just shows up right behind him. A cool voice comes from ahead and above me. Oh, okay, from there then. A noisy bunch of students already have me surrounded. Who are you? I blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. I am rather troubled by your sudden decision to feign ignorance. No matter what, she keeps her calm. A cloth-wrapped package in one hand, Ryder stands there, blocking my path. I can't pass, and if I try to escape, her long legs would probably catch me in a few strides. Sorry, it's what a normal student would do. I apologize, I really wanted to pretend I didn't know you. You are unkind, Shiro. I had hoped you would give me a heartfelt greeting like you always do. Ooh, the audience pipes up. What is this? Emiya has so many pretty girls around him. That blonde lady, Tosaka-san, and even Mato's younger sister. Oh, and Ryoto is pretty good looking too. I keep hearing all sorts of prickly remarks behind my back. Wait a minute. the student council president? I don't swing that way, dude. I feel like I'm going to get crucified. The gears are creaking as they turn in my mind. No, since this is a school, there are certain rules a student must follow. Anyway, Ryder, what is it? Right, I'm here to deliver something you happen to forget. Ooh, an older wife? Is he following in Kazuki-sensei's footsteps? No, I realize that would be quite a sensation, but that's not really the way it is. It's more like an older sister and a younger brother, if anything. God, why do you have to make everything sound weird? I mean, in both regards it's weird, but that's just even weirder. For me, I'm pretty sure I didn't leave anything behind. To be precise, it is something that Sakura forgot. Of course. To bring. So, do we have to deliver it to Sakura? Ryder glances briefly at her surroundings. Feeling the sheer pressure of her beauty, the audience takes a step back, like a receding tide. One can hear the wind whooshing through the quiet lunchtime hallway. It appears you are uncomfortable speaking here. Is there a place where we could go to? Let's go to the rooftop. There aren't that many students that eat lunch there during this season, and it can't be any worse than being the center of attention here. We wade through the crowd. This should be okay. You did well getting inside, Ryder. Well, I'd imagine it's not too hard. She just has to walk right into the school. I experienced no difficulty infiltrating the school building. I have a feeling she's missing the point, but whatever. Ryder's still holding on to that package. Something that Sakura left behind? So what does that have to do with me? Here, it is your lunch, Shiro. Oh, okay, it was something Sakura made for us. The cloth-wrapped package that Ryder just gave me is, indeed, a lunchbox. Ah, I see. That's why she was looking for me. Sakura made my portion, but forgot to give it to me? No, she forgot both yours and her own. Therefore, I had to bring it over. I was able to locate her quickly, however. She probably found her by the archery club. Having just recently assumed the title of the club's captain, Sakura is busier than ever, and ended up forgetting, quite unlike her. Sakura said she could not leave her post, and requested that I deliver it in her stead. I see, thanks. Being treated to a lunch made by Sakura is no small deal. Very grateful, I opened the lid. A tri-colored serving of meat over rice, a sausage shaped into an octopus, and an apple made into a rabbit. Please direct your thanks to Sakura instead. Well, you were kind enough to bring it here, Ryder. All of a sudden, she sits in front of me. I thought she was going to jet back home right away, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Ryder. I thought I would wait until you were done eating. She's just gonna watch us eat. I unintentionally gulped down the whole apple at once. I thought I would get yours and Sakura's empty lunchboxes after you were done. That is similar to what I have conveyed to Sakura as well. That would mean we'd have less to carry home, but Ryder's right in front of me. The sight of her sitting in front of me as I hold my chopsticks creates a very oppressive air around me. It's like being watched by a teacher, making sure you don't leave behind the foods you don't like. Ryder, Yes? What is it? Would you like this sausage? I offer her the octopus-shaped sausage held between my chopsticks. No, that is your lunch, Shiro. Well, yeah, but what about yours, Ryder? Please do not worry about my lunch. No matter what she says, I don't really like eating by myself. I want to share some with her, but unfortunately, there is only one pair of chopsticks. Okay then, wait just a moment. I close the lunchbox and run off. Shiro, watch my lunch there for a moment, alright? Is he gonna get more chopsticks? Here, ham sandwich and strawberry milk. Oh, he got more food. What is this? Your lunch. I hand her a bag of stuff I got from the student cafeteria. No, as I have stated before, I have no need for lunch. If you don't eat, then I can't either. So if you intend on going home with the lunchbox, give up and have some. I don't want to be blankly stared at or have my food eyed greedily. Well, I guess that's a good way to counteract that. She takes the triangular sandwich from the bag with some bewilderment. You're saying some peculiar things, Shiro. Think of it as payment for having brought the lunch here. Understood. Then I shall gratefully accept. Looks like we've reached an agreement. Now I can enjoy Sakura's handmade lunch in peace. Ryder's wolfing down her sandwich. Well, maybe that's not quite the right term. Should I say eating firmly, or maybe gallantly? She finishes the sandwich in 5 bites, but I can only say that it looked more cool than lively as she did it. Although, I also think she should get into the habit of chewing her food thoroughly before swallowing. Ugh. So she just like quickly wolfed down that whole thing, that whole sandwich. Shiro, your chopsticks are not moving. Yeah. It was a really distracting meal. When Ryder started drinking the strawberry milk, my sights could only go to the straw that she was sucking on. Why is it going there? Shiro, you seem to be nervous. I quickly shift my attention back to my lunch. It's strangely embarrassing. Maybe I should have eaten alone. Thank you for the meal. Maybe she's timed it accordingly, but she finished right as I swallowed my last bite. Yeah, it was a good meal. Say thank you to Sakura for me, please. Understood. Then I shall be off to collect Sakura's lunchbox as well. Ryder strides elegantly across the rooftop. While my gaze remains fixed on her long hair and ribbon swaying in the wind, she opens the door and looks back. Thank you for your consideration for me today, Shiro. It's nothing. Anytime. Now then, I guess I'll go back to my class as well. Part-time job. Oh yeah, we haven't gone to our part-time job. Maybe we should check that out. Good work today. Let's stay for overtime. Oh, that's new. Well, there's a new thing if we stay overtime, but if we just say good work today, we'll actually get some story progression, I guess. So, I guess let's just do that. I really am tired. The lights are all on. I expect everyone should already be home at this hour. I decided to walk back home, but it got pretty chilly as the sun went down. For now, I'll have dinner, take a bath, and then decide what to do after a good rest. Welcome back, Shiro. I'm home. Were you just leaving, Saber? No, I was waiting for you. Was she just like waiting here this whole time? That's the welcome back, I guess. I was a little unprepared, taken by surprise. I lost my train of thought. You are the head of this household, and you just came back from work. Is it so peculiar for me to want to thank you? No, of course not. Thanks, I'm home, Saber. Yes, welcome home, Shiro. Dinner is ready. Please come in. I passed through the gate with Saber. When things like this happen so naturally, you always realize their importance after the fact. Maybe someday, being greeted like this will be something I can look back on as a precious memory. It's just after 9 p.m., and dinner is already over. There are no major events, and everyone returned to their rooms. It's too early to go to bed, so what should I do in the meantime? Hang around the Emiya residence, call it a day, go out for a walk. Oh, so there's nothing that's going to happen if we go out for a walk. I guess we should hang around the Emiya residence. I really would rather not talk to Taiga again. Let's talk to Saber. Now then, thinking of things to ask Saber about. After dinner? What about after dinner? I'm taking care of preparations for tomorrow's breakfast and the dishes that I've been putting off. The breakfast stuff is done, and while I'm making sure the oily frying pans are sparkling clean, everyone's relaxing after the meal and playing cards in the living room behind me. They've probably been at it for an hour already. At first, both Saber and Ryder were just learning the rules and it was pretty quiet, but now, far from that, the atmosphere has become completely different. Ryder reaches for the card on the right. Ryder reaches for the card on the left. Ryder draws the one on the left as if it was only natural. Gah! She saw right through me? How? Why? By what means? There isn't much to it. Minor details aside, they're playing Old Maid. Whenever Fujine makes a face like that, the game definitely isn't going her way. I guess Fujimura doesn't really have a good poker face. Geez, Ryder sounds really just too good. It must be mind reading. No, you must have a partner. For instance, you there, housekeeper. Why are you spending an endless 30 minutes washing that frying pan? Fujine points her finger towards the kitchen. However, Ryder's sitting with her back towards me. If anything, I could be helping Fujine cheat by watching Ryder's hand. Yeah, whatever. Stop with the boring talk and enjoy the game. If you keep losing until the end and become the grand loser, you could just retreat back to the Fujimura group. Squeak, squeak. I'm rubbing the underside of the pan. Grr, you're almost my younger brother. What are you saying? No way I'll be defeated. I'll keep going until victory is mine. It's still a game of chance. Play it 100 times and the wins and losses got to even out. A howl echoes in the distance. Compare this to this, and repeat 100 times to determine whichever one is greater. What kind of game is that? That is, in a game that balances both luck and skill, you can't judge skill with just 1 or even 10 rounds. Skill is something that will be revealed over a long period of time, not a single match. That said, Fujine's line of thought will destroy her. Playing 100 rounds won't result in a tie. It'll just make their respective abilities painfully clear. Well, she seems to be an expert at deceiving herself with something like, let's see, I guess about 3 more times would be enough. Well, in any case, Fujine, her face as easy to read as ever, has another card drawn by a very apologetic-looking Sakura, sitting to her side. Needless to say, the game ends with Fujine in the last place. Something's fishing. Could Sakura be a psychic too? That's awful. Why'd you hide it until now? Now that's just funny. Fujimura-sensei, how about we try something else instead of Old Maid? For example? She's probably trying to come up with something where revealing your hand through facial expressions doesn't matter as much. Bluff and President are the first ones out. That said, after a nervous breakdown, going feral and messing up the whole place, the remaining difficulty is explaining the rules to the other two. How about Blackjack? Oh, very well. I accept your challenge. And how do you play that? Sakura proceeds to explain the rules while pretty much just playing with Fujine. There are fewer hands than in poker, and the game itself is just a slow accumulation of points, almost like a sword fight. Even letting your emotions show shouldn't make you lose, but... And she lost. I'm going bust, going bust! This is the gambling bankruptcy stuff that people talk about, isn't it? Well, it's true that Blackjack isn't a great choice for people who don't know when to stop. Yeah, Fujine is going to lose all her money. Alright then. The Blackjack round started with the score being reset to 0, yet the result is even more prominent than with Old Maid. Ace of Spades. I mean, Blackjack. That's right. Fujine, her handful of face cards, and Ryder, making use of her own intelligence, both have managed to hold on, but in the end, Saber emerged victorious. It's frighteningly addictive. Have a score higher than your opponent and you'll definitely win the round. Crazed instinct tells you. Gradually, the results shifted, but basically, Saber ended up facing the other 3 as the dealer. However, in a fight with Saber, the Great Dragon, all 3 of them had a weakness. I guess Sakura and Ryder are 2 of a kind. They both have essentially 0 luck. They keep drawing inferior cards and never quite get enough points to be competitive. Whoa! I went over 21 again! It goes without saying that Fujine draws too many cards and destroys herself before she gets a chance to participate. And yet, come to think of it, she is the only one to sometimes win against Saber. She's up against naturally high luck after all. And then there's her wild nature. Just like a battle between a dragon and a tiger. Oh my god. Let's up the stakes then, Saber-chan. You and me, 1-on-1. Total after 10 games. The loser gives up dinner's main dish. What do you say? Her face. You sure went all out, Taiga. In other words, the person that loses will have to remain hungry, constantly searching for food. Is that it? That's right. I wonder if it isn't too much risk for Saber-chan. So, are you brave enough to accept this challenge? The certainty of an after-meal game victory has already been sealed in my heart, yes. Very well. For a challenge of this caliber, I will start playing seriously. My deepest apologies, but the one going on an empty stomach will be you, Taiga. Saber smiles with confidence. Huh? You mean you've been taking it easy until now? Well, if I did not, I would have burned a lot of calories. But the thing is, no matter who wins, I will likely have to bear the damage. Whichever one will be gaining weight, and whichever losing, it's inevitable that the one being starved will eventually revolt. Whoever wins, we lose. In the end, it will simply come down to one more main dish portion for dinner. As the household treasurer, I will not permit such an outcome. Alright, that's it for dangerous games. Tea is ready. It's time for a break. Tea and tea cakes in hand, I make my way through. Feeling the strength of Saber's assault, Fujine reluctantly stepped down. Thankfully, Saber promptly withdrew as well. So, did Saber dominate the game after all? Yes. Obliterated without a trace of competition. We chat while sipping tea. Wait, why is everyone but Saber ignoring the tea cakes? What's wrong? To the victor goes the spoils. I don't buy that excuse, Sakura. And it was Taiga who started gambling to begin with. So it wasn't just at the end. She was gambling from the start. Yes, she said it will make a difference in the fighting spirit, that it isn't a true game if you don't wager something valuable. Fujine. She's just on the floor. As I glance to my side, she's lying down with her back towards me, totally innocent. By the power of a landlord, I declare gambling illegal. It's communal property, and you aren't allowed to privatize it. However, I stop her as she leaps up in joy. In order to teach you a lesson, you're being kicked out for saying stupid things. How could you say that, Shiro? Big Sis did not raise a child to be like this. I'll be quiet. Some teacher you are, coercing people into gambling. Have some regret for your actions. Shiro, you idiot. Fujine is stomping her feet like a child. That's enough. If you need something in your mouth, have some tea or whatnot and leave already. To reinforce my point, I take a tea cake and put it in front of Saber. Also, I don't care about the details, but a promise is a promise. Fujine's dessert is now Saber's. And if this happens again, make sure to put the brakes on Fujine at that time. Right. I will watch out from now on. Yeah, Saber's definitely not enjoying the fact that she's benefiting from this. I apologize. I got carried away by gambling without realizing it. Saber reflects on monopolizing the supply of confectionaries. I wonder if she did regain her calm. Naive. Too naive. Fujimura Rega pampers Ilya-chan like you could not imagine, Shiro. Saber-chan is also at fault. There were other people caught gambling as well. Yep, and that's why I get a rice cracker. Munch munch, down goes the cracker. Who was she trying to do an impression? Oh yeah, Rega. It's another common outrageous spectacle, but I did establish a new fact today. In a gambling game of 100 rounds, it takes merely 10 for Saber to establish herself as a master. Well, another mundane day passes, and there is now nothing to do at the Emiya household. Is there anything to do? Oh, there's something suspicious at the Tosca residence and at the big bridge. I guess we should check out Tosca's place first. We actually haven't really been there, so I guess it's worth checking out. Oh, that's creepy. What the fuck's going on? What's with the creepy music? The residential district's topmost house, the Tosca mansion. With the master gone, it's now Fuyuki's haunted house in both name and reality. And to think that I'm the one who's going to be cleaning it. Well, the creepy atmosphere is gone. Standing in front of the gate, I look up and mutter. Tosca is somewhere in Britain right now, and she asked me to come to clean the house from time to time, so I don't have much choice. For that length of time, I think it would be enough just to keep the doors and windows shut, but since she asked, I really should do a proper job. Can I finish this quickly? Let's see. Probably not. I mean, it's a whole fucking mansion you have to clean. Taking out the keys, I recall the incantation to release the seal. There are 2 layers of locks while she's absent, so anyone other than Tosca will find it rather difficult to enter. Absurd Benenug Metelstan. Did it deactivate? The key turns, and I pull out a mountain of newspapers and letters that were blocking the mailbox. Wow, that's a lot of courier and regular delivery notices too. She really should have just forwarded it all to my house. If I can't get in, it'll be really funny. Not for me, though. Yeah. I mean, Bazette and Avenger have had to go through that, so we know how that goes. If I tell Tosca I wasn't able to do any cleaning because I couldn't get the key to work, who knows what kind of scolding I'd get. It did open. Coming in. For a brief moment, I'm stunned. The room lined with a soft carpet floor is full of expensive antique-looking furniture. Haven't you been here before, Shiro? Wow, where should I even start? Being used to a purely Japanese-style environment, I'm at wit's end. That really expensive-looking Nouveau light stand over there. It looks fragile enough to break if you touch it wrong. There are tons more things like that everywhere. Now, Sakura would be used to cleaning Western-style houses. I regret not bringing her along. And with Ryder, it'd be even more efficient. Clearly, I need help here. Yeah, Ryder would definitely be a good person to have to help you clean. For now, let's just air it out and wipe off the dust. I give the room a once-over, open the shutters and open the windows. It really is kind of dusty. Now then, I guess the cleaning supplies are down below. Probably in the storage room under the stairs. Which reminds me, Tosca did tell me something really mean. She said that if I become her live-in apprentice, I would have to sleep in that storage room. Am I a maid or maybe some kind of boy wizard or something? Alright, let's give it a try. Flapping the brush, I dust the room. Rather than just cleaning, this is more like going sightseeing in Tosca's house for the year-end cleaning ceremony. Right, the basement. Oh no, stay out of the basement. I'll look through the bunch of keys for the one to the basement. There it is. Western-style houses are also grand for having basements. Movies and novels tell me that a mansion's basement should have a wine cellar or stuff like that. What should I do if it has a dungeon? Uh-oh. Torture dungeon. Here? Even if it's pretty much the same as the storehouse at our place, the tension of knowing that many rituals have been held here makes me hold my breath. Thinking of what Tosca must have done here stirs deep emotions. However, that's not what caught my eye. Dumbbells? Here of all places? What's athletic equipment doing here, I wonder? So she uses this place as a gym? I'm not sure how to comment on its presence. Actually, Tosca did say that she was doing push-ups and sit-ups before going to sleep. Sooner or later, she'll bring in all sorts of equipment, and it'll look just like a gym. Well, it already kinda does. Okay, maybe she wouldn't go that far. The dumbbells don't suit her room, so she probably decided to put them here. However, I think I've seen something even more private than the contents of her dresser. What could that be? Oh, wait, is he referring to, the things they did? Well, for now, I'll just leave it as it is. Let's just pretend I never saw any of this. The house should have gotten plenty of air by now, so I guess I'll leave early. Anfang, Mittelstand. Right. Did it lock well? It's starting to bother me again. I can at least tell that if I don't improve my magic, things are going to be tough in more ways than one. Well, we did some spring cleaning at the Tosca house. There's new stuff at school and there's new stuff at the Emiya residence. The thing happening at the big bridge isn't happening now. Oh, there's something new at the harbor with Lancer. I guess there's something important we should do at the harbor with Lancer. At the harbor, there's a familiar face. Lancer can be found anywhere, but in the afternoon, this is where he devotes himself to his hobby. Well, what should I ask him about? About the Holy Grail War or any regrets about the past? Maybe I'll ask him about his past. I'm curious what he thinks about the current state of affairs, but another part of me wants to know about how he feels about his life. Saber had blamed herself strongly. Someone that lives as freely as he does might still have some regrets about the past. Regrets, you say? Disappointment, maybe, but regrets? Not one bit. So, that was completely pointless. That would be the reply of the ill-fated hero of Ireland, made while looking at a fishing rod that hasn't gotten a single bite. I thought so. You've really got nothing on you, huh? You know, other servants all seem to have some longing for the past. You don't say. They sure don't look like the sort who'd want to go back home as heroes. Oh, Castor ought to be full of regrets, though. She was supposed to have originally been a sheltered princess. She'd be happier had she been kept in that castle. The world and you would be safer that way. Yawns Lancer loudly. I wonder if it's the lack of any catches that's irritating him, or if he just doesn't like talking about the past. Lancer just reached an all-time record in lack of enthusiasm. So, what if you did get a hold of the Holy Grail? Isn't there something you want from it? Like getting another chance at life as a human being? Or maybe going back to the past or something? Beats me. Can't think of any random wish till I actually get it. This is it. Basically, he spends what he has the day he earns it. What he wants had already been mostly gained while he was alive. As a result, he wouldn't leave behind any regrets like I should have done this once the party's over. Must have been one full life. Oh yeah. Hey Lancer, if you don't mind, could you tell me your story? I just realized I don't really know much about your life. Huh? A bit too late to gain anything from it, you know? Or are you guys looking for a fight? So no, Saber and I aren't interested in that. Didn't I tell you how grateful I am that you are going to be neutral? Maybe you did. Okay, if you said you did, then you probably did. So, what is it? You want to hear about other people's stories? Nothing other than that? Yeah, just pure curiosity. No secret motivations involved. Guess there ain't no harm then. I'm not catching anything, so I'll entertain you just to kill time. There was also one thing I wanted to beat into your head. Lancer's lethargic expression changes slightly. His relaxed shoulders are now even more relaxed, and his eyes, previously attending the ocean surface, move lazily towards the sky. Yes, that's right. He became even less enthusiastic. He really doesn't even care about his own origins. Lancer. Cuchulainn was a hero of ancient Ireland. His land was split into 5 countries, and of them, Cuchulainn served as a warrior under the northern kingdom of Ulster, under King Connor. Being part of Celtic mythology, he isn't that well known in this part of the world, but over there, he was a great hero that outmatched even King Arthur. There were many factors at work in his birth. Cuchulainn's mother, Dechtaire, was a princess born between a gifted druid, father of the king of Connor, and Maga, the widow of Ross the Red. Princess Dechtaire disappeared in the land of the young without marrying anyone. Over there, she would bear a child of the sun god Luk. The child was Setanta, later to be called Cuchulainn. Setanta was sent to Connor's army as one that would one day become the shield of Ulster. He would have a life that followed that destiny. Setanta became Cuchulainn when he was still a child. The name was given to him after he killed the guard dog of the swordsmith Cuchulainn with his bare hands. One day, King Connor was invited to the house of the famed swordsmith Cuchulainn. The king was going to bring the boy Setanta with him, but Setanta was in the middle of a hurling match with his friends. Had he withdrawn right then, he would have lost the match. So he said to the king, "I'll catch up after I win, so go right ahead." The king, humored by this reply, allowed him to come late and went to the house of Cuchulainn first. The tragedy began when one of the servants of Cuchulainn thoughtlessly closed the gate. Satanta, who had come late, was attacked by the guard dog. He then strangled it to death. The people inside heard the commotion and gathered at the gate. Once they knew that Satanta managed to defeat the guard dog, they were full of shock and admiration. But there was some sadness in Kulin's eyes at losing his prized guard dog. Satanta, ashamed of his actions, then told him, "Does this dog have children? If he does, would you allow me to take care of them? I will raise them to be guard dogs just as strong as their father. Until then, I will be your guard dog." The swordsmith Kulin was impressed by the boy's offer and responded to him with assurance. "I have no need of that. I will be the one to raise the dogs that will protect my manor. You, on the other hand, must train yourself. After all, one day you will be the guard dog of all of Ulster." All the warriors at the scene nodded in agreement. From then on, the boy was called the Hound of Kulin, Kulin. It was the boy's first battle, and to honor that noble declaration, he would... Yeah, I already know that much, but how old were you back then? I think I was younger than you. Not become a warrior yet. See, in our land, there's a separate group for the kiddos before they become full-fledged Knights of the Red Branch. It was a group of warrior apprentices that hadn't come of age yet. I was one of them. You're telling me that you strangled the nation's top hound when you were around 12 to 13 years old? It was just the adrenaline rush. That was the first time I would take a life. Since then, I got a Gias on me. Could eat anything except dogs. It'd be dog eat dog, he adds lightly. So anyway, some time passed after my name changed. The kiddie group gathered around this druid. They were all in a stupid uproar, asking him when they would become famed warriors. That druid, yeah, I'll admit that he actually was a pretty tough old man. His divinations were strong enough to not see the future, but to determine the future. The old man didn't know what to do, so he decided to just tell it for those who'd take up arms on that day. Wow, so what happened? It wasn't much of a divination. Ugly enough that nobody tried to go through the rites of warriorhood. Uh-huh. What were you doing then? I wasn't interested. I was just fishing, leaning against a hazel tree. Sorry, what was the point of the story? Don't get it, huh? In other words, I went through the rites of warriorhood on the same day. The king got mad. What good can come from a child like you becoming a warrior? Focus on growing up healthy first. Stuff like that. So that ticked me off. I wound up smashing the spears on the castle and wrecking a chariot. Now try telling me one more time that I'm not strong enough to be a warrior. Threatening a king? Oh boy, this guy actually has settled down in comparison to the old times. Saber told me that he would also fit a berserker class, but I didn't believe it. So then you became a warrior? Of the Red Branch Knights, was it? Yeah, but if you ask someone like Saber, she'd probably say there wasn't any knightliness to it. After all, in those times, as long as you didn't do anything disloyal, you could do whatever you want. If I felt like it, I could pick a fight with another land, then have a party that same night and forget all about it. There were a lot of loonies among the knights, so I had to keep an eye on my own country more than the others. He laughs with some amusement. I see. This free-spiritedness was the difference of the world he survived in. That pride wasn't the complicated pride of a human. It was simple, like that of an animal. So, once I became a warrior, I got busy fighting. Then one day, I fell head over heels for this princess. Love at first sight. Went as far as her castle to kidnap her. But this princess, she was my kind of woman. Except she bitched about not wanting to go to the hearth of some fameless kid. Wait a minute, kid? Just how old were you then? I should have been around 16. Anyway, I went on a journey in search of fame. There was this warrior woman named Skahath in this place called the Land of Shadows. Strong like a monster, apparently. I heard rumors that many warriors went over to be her apprentices. I know what came next. Kukulin would finally reach the Land of Shadows, a land of the supernatural, and would be granted the secrets of leaping and the demonic spear Gay Bolg from the Lady Skahat. Yeah, Skahat is actually in the Fate Grand Order, so that's interesting. I think this is probably the first time they probably reference her. I don't think we actually see her in this game, though. Oh man, don't try to make things that simple. That woman's training would be enough to put that Tosaka girl to shame, you know? Anyway, she was dangerous. By the time I got there, she quit being human. Land of Shadows is close to the world of spirits, you see. She basically turned into a guard that warded off the dead. There were even some near gods among the dead. She was so good with a spear that she could even handle shutting them in, even though her body was a human's. You can understand how crazy that'd be, right? Yeah, just the idea of a powered-up Tosca is enough to scare me. Yeah, that's it. Anyhow, There were other pupils under that scary master. Those were all warriors that came to be taught by Skahach. One of them happened to be my equal. He went by the name of Ferdiad, warrior of the neighboring country of Connacht. We were competing for Gay Bulk, and before we knew it, we somehow wound up exchanging a vow of brotherhood. Well, you see, I had 3 priceless friends, but out of them, this guy had a special place in my heart, like an older brother. And with that, Cuchulainn would learn many techniques and spells. Still, to think that the deeds of Cuchulainn had been accomplished when he was 16. As far as I've heard, the man caused havoc every day at maximum velocity, like an already fast horse in a hurry. You're getting it wrong. I stayed in the Land of Shadows for a long time. I felt at home over there, had a great teacher and a good rival with me. So there was this dumbass that was going to attack that homely land. This Lord Ife of a neighboring country started a war with us. Skahach didn't let me go out on the battlefield for some reason, so we often argued about that. Anyhow, in the end, I did cause hell together with Skahach and Ferdinand. After a one-on-one duel, I captured Ife alive. But guess what? We started off as hated enemies, but once I caught her, I realized that she was my kind of woman. Wait, this was a woman? So I started getting seriously into her, but then Skahach found out. That earned me a stoning, Gay Bulk style. He laughs listlessly. So the enemy lord was female. Hey, wait. Hold it. When you meant got serious, you meant that? Hell yes. If you like her, of course you'd make love with her, right? Yeah, with great power comes great womanizing. Okay, Spider-Man. Meaning there were no chaste warriors back in old Ireland. Still, one of those days we had to part ways. I split up with Ife. If she bore my child, I asked her to name him Conla and send him to Ulster. When he did come, he had to follow 3 vows. To not answer his name when asked. To not change course. To not back down from a fight. Yeah, that's the bare minimum I expect from a son of mine. Me and Ferdiad left the Land of Shadows on the same day. Once we got out of the castle, we both asked each other the same thing at the same time. How about coming to my country? We laughed, realizing that neither of us was going to budge. Skahach, no. I did see her when we left. She already passed down everything to me, so she didn't have anything more to tell me. That was the tale of the Land of Shadows. From here on, Lancer became a lot less talkative. Returning to Ulster, Cuchulainn had started up dramatic battles and became known throughout Ireland in an instant. With exploits that no one could ever repeat, he came, as promised, for the princess. Opposed by King Forgal and his troop, he literally annihilated them, thus also achieving victory among the knights that waged their honor as Ulster's finest warriors. This illustrious record was at the same time the youth of the hero Cuchulainn, which is why afterwards, the battles of Cuchulainn would bear a heavy shadow. The neighboring country of Connacht was controlled by generations of queens. Queen Mebd was one of those warmongering ladies, the type that really hated giving up. Yeah, a lot happened to her, and she had her forces march into Ulster. Yeah, Mebd? That's another Grand Order character. First off, one of the reasons for Connacht attacking was that good old Uncle Fergus defected. Our king, not to be outdone in all his comedy, killed Fergus's sons out of lust for young women. That'd be the reason why he left. Say, wasn't Fergus the knight that took you from Decatyr? Yeah, so my uncle, the pride of the Red Branch Knights, served Connacht out of hatred for the Ulster king. So my uncle influenced Queen Meb's aggressiveness. Plus, there was this curse affecting the people of Ulster. Whenever we invaded, men all over the country were rendered too feeble to fight. Say what? What the hell? And how does a country affected by that manage to prosper? What happened? That's the same as an all-you-can-plunder buffet. Adding insult to injury. Thing is, I wasn't really born in Ulster. Nah, I was born in a fairy mound, and that's how I was totally up on my feet. You want to know the rest, right? I went around killing Meb's forces every day. As they started to lose, we came to an agreement to change the war to a one-on-one fight. At the fords in the Ulster Gorge, I dueled. The Connacht army was only allowed to advance during the duel. It was a matter of losing 5,000 men in one day or advancing only slightly at the cost of 1 man. Mebd agreed to it reluctantly, and then that was the start of the duels. I see. That's what's more widely known as Cuchulainn's Rune of Vows. Athen Gabla, an arena formed from 4 branches, guaranteeing one-on-one combat with honor at stake. Good idea. The Hound of Cuchulainn would never lose in single combat, so that's how you stopped Connacht. No, Mebd broke the conditions of the treaty and advanced. But even still, it was in a public battle. They might have advanced, but it was just one unit, not something that would be noticed. Yeah, in the end, it was the best way of holding them back. Now, the problem was what I had to deal with. Started off with some fine warriors, then some weird-ass goddess of war butted in, and then I had to deal with that Clan Calatin monster, and then, yeah, was deep in it. I'm ashamed to say it, but there was a time when I slept for the whole day out of fatigue. So then the kiddo group, right, the one that hadn't been exposed to real combat, all agreed to save Cuchulainn, them getting slaughtered by Mebd instead. Yeah, you could say it's my fault. I shouldn't have said that. The battle at the forts, even with the hero Cuchulainn, was a land of death. The conclusion to that war was perhaps the greatest of living hells in life. Connacht had the strongest of warriors with them. He was the one man I never wanted to fight. The warrior that he had trained with in the Land of Shadows. This was the battle with Ferdiad, the man who Cuchulainn loved as a brother. This battle was the scheme of Queen Mebd, not out of Ferdiad's own will. Lancer doesn't speak of how much emotional conflict both must have struggled with. Both had to serve their lord. To defend that honor, far more worthless than their friendship, that life had to be discarded. Both were equal to each other. Cornered, Cuchulainn had to use Gaybolg to pierce Ferdiad's heart. That demonic spear that had not seen a single battle since leaving the Land of Shadows was released on his most precious friend. Gaybolg is a glory given to only the most gifted of warriors. As Cuchulainn held his fallen brother in his arms, in that brilliant hall of learning, you were our pride. Thus Ferdiad said his final farewell to Cuchulainn. The battle ended with the defeat of Connacht. The recuperated warriors of Ulster pursued the Connacht army, adding a great blow to this defeat. In the end, Cuchulainn captured Queen Mebd. He returned her to Connacht, treating her as a king, not killing her nor shaming her. What, really? Yeah, but you still let the leader of the enemy escape. You never killed a woman before, have you? I guess that's right. I didn't really have a fixation on it, so it just happened that way. But that's right, I don't like killing women in battle. I'd say that's a problem that comes before the matter of like or dislike. Whether he loved them or hated them didn't make a difference. As a servant, things are different now, but to the hero called Cuchulainn, killing women on the battlefield isn't something he liked doing. What happened next? There weren't many major battles after that. Oh, right, now that you mention it, there was a strange kid that came down to the coast and stirred up trouble. He was a real brat, you see. Beat the living daylights out of the warriors that would try to talk to him. So the king butted in too and said, "Only Cuchulainn can defeat this boy." I think this would be the only time, other than just before my death, that my princess stopped me. So she cried at me, saying, "You mustn't go," but it was a royal order after all. Couldn't do anything about that. From there, I fought that kid at the coast. He was strong, and I had no choice but to use Gaybolg. After I did, he said, "She didn't teach me that," before dying. Must have been a student of Skahach. By the way, that kid's name was Conla. Ooh. Ooh. He killed his own son. That was the end of the golden years of Cuchulainn. The rest doesn't need to be told. Queen Mebd, who vowed vengeance, assembled warriors from lands with grudges on Cuchulainn and cornered him by the use of many plots. To protect Ulster, which was once again beset by sickness, he challenged the army of Mebd single-handedly. After falling into scores of traps, he was brutally killed. The great hero that was responsible for countless deeds of valor, the shield of Ulster. In comparison to that glory, his life was unexpectedly short. The Hound of Cuchulainn, one that became a warrior while still a boy, closed the curtains on his life as though it was a race. That was the tale of Cuchulainn. The sun is about to set. I was only being half serious when I asked him, but it looks like it used up a lot of time. I should be going soon. Thanks for the story. Lancer snorts, turning his face away. I bet he's having second thoughts about behaving out of character like this. Oh yeah, almost forgot. You mentioned you wanted to beat something into my head. What was it? Didn't get it, huh? Not once have I killed a woman or a master. Ah, I see. In his many battles, Cuchulainn had not once refused to follow the order of his king, no matter how impossible. His tale also told that truth. I'll keep that in mind. I'll pay you back one of these days. Yeah, sure. Get that Taiga lady to pass me some sake then. I'll leave the ducks behind. Well, that sure caught me off guard. To think he'd shoot me down so early in the game. It's just after 9 p.m. and dinner's already over. There are no major events, and everyone returned to their rooms. It's too early to go to bed, so what should I do in the meantime? I guess we should hang around the Emilia residence. Should we talk to Saber or talk to Taiga? Well, we talked to Saber last time. Let's talk to Taiga this time. Now then, speaking of things to do in the living room. Have a rest? Another long, tiring day. Just a normal day as always, but all the events really tired me out. I take a bath and brush my teeth. I turn down the gas, lock the doors, and that should be it. Huh? I wonder if Fujine went home. It'd be bad if I locked everything up while she's still here. No, wait, she has the house key, and it's not like she'd leave everything wide open when going home. Escort her home? Nah, she has a scooter now. That'd be pretty hard. Besides, the Fujimura group members might come to greet her on the way. If so, she should be well protected. That's okay. Let's just go to bed. So, the Taiga scene is let's just ignore Taiga. Good night. May tomorrow be another good day. Or is Taiga going to disrupt our sleep? What? Poltergeist? Did we ever have such fun things in this house? I don't know if a ghost would be really considered fun. Yeah! What the hell's going on? Who is it all of a sudden? Why are you sleeping so peacefully, Chiro? Ouch! You're Fujine, aren't you? You thought Saber-chan would do something like this. Don't say that, Chiro. It's been 3 hours since the pizza and I'm hungry. Don't act so proud of yourself. Not even Tosca would knee drop me as I'm sleeping. Wait, you haven't gone home yet? Not yet. The night is still young. The clock says it's not quite 10 p.m. yet. Yeah, Shiro does go to bed kind of early. To say by that time everyone's sleeping would be overly wholesome. However, at least one person is up until the day changes. Everyone's falling asleep already. Omne-chan is bored. Sakura's busy with the club. Ryder and Saber need to rest out of necessity, and everyone's tired. I am too. Boring, boring. We've got a spoiled brat here. I wish she would focus this chaotic energy of hers on school, or at least on the archery club. Nah, Fujine couldn't focus her energy like that. Yeah, anyway, Fujine, just go home and go to sleep already. Fujimura's like, you know I can hear you, right? I'll go home if Shiro plays with me. Play what with you? You want to play cards? I'm drowsy, but I'm not so sleepy that I can't endure this. A midnight game with the two of us. I'm not sure if it makes me feel nostalgic or lonely. Is that stirring you up? Anything is fine, but it needs to be doable with just 2 players. Poker or speed? There's still a better chance of winning at speed. I guess doubt was never your thing. I can tell a lot as soon as a card is dealt, after all. Tosca and Sakura are also both surprisingly good at that game. They're able to escape sticky situations quite well. Well, that aside. I'm not that interested in it. Yeah, Saber and Sakura would get fired up if they were here, but they're both sleeping. Going to wake them up would be too awkward. I can't say it's because Fujine is feeling lonely with a straight face. It's been a long time since the two of us have talked about what's on our minds. There's something you want to talk to me about? Various things. Topics you've been avoiding, like your future. Fujine touches on a painful spot. That's right, Fujine is worried about my public and private matters, so I can't handle this sloppily. Understood. I realize that we need to talk about it eventually, so go ahead. It'd be difficult to talk about it in front of Saber-chan or Sakura-chan, and you don't come to the guidance counseling office when called. First of all, I don't think I've ever been called there. Okay. I stand up from the futon. Huh? She looks at me with confusion. Huh? What's wrong, Shiro? I'm going to go make some tea. Is Genmaicha alright? Sure. And bring my cup, please. When a conversation starts getting long, it's best to have some tea. Oh boy. We're going to talk about your future, Shiro. What do you want to do for a career, or who do you want to marry? Ah, right. The hot water in the pot's already cooled off. I can't make tea unless I boil it again. I could boil it quickly in a kettle. I was going to be quick, but it took longer than I expected. My apologies to Fujine for the wait. It was my idea in the first place. Well, I won't get smacked for making her wait a bit. In addition, she suddenly shows up tonight and woke me up with a knee drop. I certainly wish she'd done that a little differently. That would be a luxury. Fujine has acted that way since way back when, and she'll continue to be like that. But back then, I used to retaliate. So we had pretend martial arts, and you didn't win until the other tapped out from an arm lock. Back then, Fujine was bigger than me. I wonder who would win if I went at her with all I have now. Nah, even though I've gotten taller, that doesn't mean I could beat her now. While I was thinking about Fujine, the water got to the boiling point. I quickly prepared the genmaicha, pouring it into Fujine's tiger-striped cup and mine. Now then, let's see how patient she was. If she sneaked into Saber's room in the meantime, it would sure be a relief, but it could become problematic. Yeah, if she tried that on Saber, I think she'd regret it. Hey Fujine, the tea. I start to say, but stop myself. While I was getting the tea, she has already dozed off, and right on top of my futon no less. I went through the trouble of making this tea, only to see it go to waste. She came into my room uninvited, said she wanted to talk, then when I take my eyes off her, she falls asleep. Surely, this big sister of mine just can't be helped. I put a blanket over her so she doesn't get a cold. And the tea, since I brought it here, I'll help myself to it. My bed is now occupied. I'll have to suck it up, take a blanket, and go sleep on a cushion in the living room or something. Shiro. Fujine talks in her sleep happily. See you then. Good night, Fujine. See you tomorrow. Tonight, I'll probably have a nostalgic dream. Well, that was just completely pointless. Let's talk, Shiro. About what? About nothing. I have nothing to talk to you about. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Oh hey, there's something new happening with Castor. Oh, there's something important at the school. And there's something important with Sakura at the archery range. I'm at the archery range on a holiday, as it's not restricted to just our school. At times there are local Kyoto practitioners using it as well. It's the only range within the city after all. Excuse me. Hello, senpai. Hey, Emiya. Did you finally give up and decide to come back? Sakura and Mitsuzuri are at the dojo. They're both in their school uniforms. I guess practice hasn't started yet. No, sorry. I'm empty-handed. What are you two doing here? Huh? Oh, we were just having a little chat, since club activities begin in the afternoon, such as the archery club's event or the cultural festival. Yeah, now that she mentions it, I have heard a few things about that. Something about how the club's program for the festival isn't decided yet, and how they can't quite muster up the sense of unity for that kind of teamwork-related activity. Please come in, senpai. There are a few things we could use your advice on. Oh, okay then. Pardon my intrusion. Well then, it looks like Sakura as the new captain must take up the flag. Yes, so I thought about that. There's not much opposition within the club, but going through the whole process sure is tough. Mitsuzuri sighs. The archery club is by no means a small group. In the past, there were troublemakers like Shinji and me, and surely that's still true for the current underclassmen. Yes, I was wondering if it's something I can really put together. If you can't do it, then no one else can. Neither of us here can tell you what to do, but still, Mitsuzuri tries to encourage her, but trails off. The cultural festival is a fun thing to do, after all. No point in forcing anyone. But first of all, have you decided what you want to do at all? No? There's a bigger problem to be resolved first. The club's team spirit, or rather, Mato's self-confidence. Mato has become a great archery club captain, but as a festival leader, she totally lacks any kind of experience. I'm ashamed to admit it, but the only times I remember everyone being noisy together were at Senpai's house. Sakura looks on dejectedly. Yeah, she doesn't really seem like the type who's ever cut loose and run wild, or meat kettle. The three of us are lost deep in thought. The silence is broken up only by the painful ticking of the clock. Well, if you have a good idea in mind, please tell us, Emiya. We still have time. And so the morning concludes with a dark atmosphere. Overcoming Sakura's weakness. What the hell was important about that? How was that important? That was not important. It was just, like, completely pointless. Okay, so there's new stuff at the Emiya residence. Oh, hey. Guess who's at the station front? It's, Makidera. It's Emiya-kun. Oh, if it isn't Emiya. Emiya. Why does she just... What is up with her? Why does she seem to have this, like... she doesn't really seem to be excited whenever she sees us. She's like, why is he here? What a wide variety of greetings. and progressively less enthusiasm with each one. No, hey, Saigusa-san, Himuro-san, and Makidera. Ugh, why don't I get a suffix? Well, it wasn't intentional. It's just that Makidera-san somehow sounds wrong. Then how about I call you Maki-chan? That's just creepy. Only Yukichi is allowed to call me by that name. Really? I think it's cute. Unfortunately, it does not suit you to call her that. Please endure your lack of an honorific, Makidera. Thus, Judge Himuro states her final verdict. Damn it, why do I just have enemies around me? Guess it's the fate of an able girl. Anyway, Emiya, what are you doing here? What does she mean, what am I doing? Why am I here? Yeah, why are we here? This is like the Japanese Build-A-Bear workshop that we went to with Ilias Feel. That would be our line. Could it be that you enjoyed these two, Emiya-kun? That's a little bit creepy. Saigusa points to a particularly fluffy stuffed toy. I never wondered about it myself, actually. As I look around, Makidera talks as if she holds my very existence in contempt. Is he perhaps selecting a secret present for Tosaka? Uh-oh. Well, you might as well use that excuse. Otherwise, it would be really creepy. So Tosaka-san likes these sorts of things. No, Emiya's face seems to say otherwise. Yeah, I'm sure Tosaka would prefer jewelry instead. Her needs and hobbies are directly related. No, it's not Tosaka, but there is someone I know who likes these things. Oh, I see. And so you come here together just for fun? I nod, thinking back to the one time I did in the past. Yeah, we did do that. So then, goes Makidera in an overly exaggerated tone. You sure are a lot more childish than you look. How naive of you, Makionji. That right there is the hidden charm, which makes him attractive. The thing that appeals to the potential mother-in-law. Yeah, Emi-kun is a nice person. How did we get here again? And so, the fact that I'm in a stuffed toy shop dawns upon me once more. Yukichi, find anything good today? Yep, there were a few cute ones, but I guess I'll pass. I see. On to the next one then. They all just leave, and the three ladies start walking. Great, now I can escape. With that, I flee from the store. From now on, let's try not to wander around like that. That was weird. Wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, it's this month's Track and Field magazine. International Track and Balance Ball Training. You've been keeping up, Makidera. Well, obviously, as an athlete, What the? Emiya! I meet Makidera once again inside the bookstore. I wonder if we're just taking the same path, or if we just decided to stop by the same place in the Verde. Oddly enough, the two of us are now standing side by side in the same magazine section. Are Himuro and Saigusa still with you? Yukichi's over there. Yep, there's Saigusa, standing over there reading some hefty manga volume. It looks like she's only skimming through it, though. And Himuro's right there. Well, who knows what she's reading? Some psychology book or something. Himuro is rummaging through the new releases section. And what are you here for? Maybe archery books? No, a DIY or a cooking magazine or something. You sure smell like the practical type. Oh, give me a break. I used to read some specialized magazines in the past, just like she's doing now, but ended up never subscribing to any of them. Emiya, don't come close. I'm getting distracted. Now that's just mean. It's not like I'm trying to keep you away from your books either. Yet another chance meeting, and Emiya meets Makidera once again. Himuro notices me right as I'm about to leave, and now that it would look odd if I just ran out, I wait for Saigusa to come over too. Oh, it's Emiya-kun again. It looks like there's someone among the three of us he's interested in. Oh, don't make it weird. Makionji, following that logic, you're the foremost candidate. Uh-oh. Himuro quips pointedly. Hee, a joke of the colossal kind. Eh? Maki-chan likes Emiya-kun. The other way around. Not that anything of this hilarious sort could happen. In that case, it would mean that Emiya has lost to Makidera's charm. What charm would that be? This is fun. However, Saigusa's cheeks are already burning red. Her naive nature must not have caught on to the joke yet. Oh god. Why did she... Why does Bakadera, like, randomly assume a combat stance? It's like, I'm going to fight you about that. No way. Balderdash. Look, see? Even Emiya's eyes are saying that. Watch out for the Emiya beam. Emiya beam. And besides, isn't Kane more like his type? That may be. Wait, who? Who's Kane? If that's the case, Emiya, then you have quite a refined taste in women. So that's how it is. It's not me, is it? I can't tell whether she's relieved or disturbed. They say to bring down the general, shoot his horse first. Emiya's real target is not yet known to us, and it might even be you, Saigusa. Oh my god, no. I'm the horse? Emiya, if you make Yukika cry, I'll make sure you wish you were never born. As I remain silent, the three of them get more and more excited. I see. These three make for one well-balanced party. However, this may also be just a simple coincidence. See, Emiya looks like he's about to cry. Probably because of this massive misunderstanding. You're right. So in the end, Shiro was the one who cried. Sure had some scary thoughts going for a moment there. You took the words right out of my mouth. Ooh, these frames are really popular for mid-distance track. Laser red lenses, I guess. Ah, the sunglasses? There are quite a few athletes in this class. Not so good for me. The three have gathered around the magazine Makidera is holding, each one of them having something to say. Shiro, now's your chance. Now's your chance to get away. I glance over and see a wide variety of runner's eyewear. That's right. Kane-chan wears glasses. Then they should be prescription. Damn, that's expensive. Prescription sunglasses and sports ones like that must be even more expensive. I would like to say that track and field has seen some new technology come in, whereas archery has remained basically the same since the olden times. But then even bows have improved with the usage of carbon fibers. As I'm lost in thoughts like these, Saigusa happily. This would suit you, Maki-chan. Really? What do you think, Yamato? It's a tough call. What do you think, Emiya? Me? Makidera with sunglasses? I let my imagination run wild for a moment. It definitely looked like an evil villain straight out of an American comic. I don't think that's the compliment she was looking for. Either way, perhaps it was a little too accurate. Really? That means it's cool, right? I can see what you're trying to say. Yes, a person does look naturally evil with their eyes covered. Why can't you just simply say that I look cool and elegant like a Black Panther? So she just wanted a compliment. What's this? I thought she was only violent, but she has a cute side too. Or does she? At any rate, it fit Makidera better than me. That goes without saying. If I'm the villain, then Emiya would be like a mid-boss. A mid-boss? What if the two of you have a matching pair? Then it'd be more like a mafia boss with her henchman. Henchman? And she's my boss? That's great. Just screamed in unison. They're both crying. I don't want a boss like her. I don't want an underling like him. Maybe just companions would be better. That sucks too. Jesus Christ. The comedy trio. Okay. So what to do in the meantime? I think we should probably I guess we should hang around the Emiya residence again. There's something new with Saber, so I guess we should check that out. I noticed there's nothing new to do while going on walks anymore. It's like, okay, it's just become more so the slice of life, a slice of life game than, you know, anything with an actual plot. The usual daily chat. While everyone else is taking a bath, I have some light practice with Saber to help digest dinner. It's more for the sake of exercise than competition, so rather than using Archer's dual-wielding style, I just have one Shinai. Instead of coming at me with the usual flurry of, Saber starts pointing out, in a relatively gentle manner, the areas that need improvement. Your overhead cut still leaves a huge opening. Try to restrain yourself until the right moment. Of course, gentle is a purely subjective term. My wide open chest got smacked, and down on the floor I go. Ow, I'll take note. Trying to ignore the pain, I stand up and ready my shinai once again. Good. You are getting sharper every day. Let us continue the same way. Saber seems awfully happy. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Yes, you are definitely improving, albeit slowly. For a teacher of swordsmanship, there is no greater joy. I see. In front of a coach like this, any student would get motivated. Then let's keep going a while longer. This time, I have a secret technique. It's not really something I should show off yet, but as a token of the student's sincere appreciation of his teacher, I also want to show her something good. Very well. Back to our positions, Shiro. Saber resumes her stance. Just like always, as soon as she sees that I'm not moving, she comes charging forward without giving me a chance to rest. But instead of parrying it from the front, I step to the side, as if weaving through, and as we pass each other, she easily avoids the blow I aim at her head. That was the best one so far, yet you still dodged it so easily. I hang my head in shame. Shiro, what was that maneuver just now? Oh, the new Shinai technique? Well, I thought I'd surprise you for once, so Huh? Wait, why did I just get the feeling that she's really pissed off? Saber? Oh my god. Indeed. There's no need to ask where you learned it. That footwork and attack style is definitely Ryder's. Just when did you... Well, you weren't here, so I asked her to come practice with me. But then, I'm nowhere near Ryder's skill or speed, so it was more like referencing than actually imitating her. I see. In other words, you have no qualms about learning from anyone, no matter who the teacher is that it? Oh my god. Indeed, now that I think about it, you copied Archer's technique too, didn't you? Saber? You say that your magic is from Rin, and your swordsmanship is from myself, but in reality, you are quite fickle. You know, I could even ignore Archer's influence, for Riders of all people. Wait a second, Saber. Are you sure you haven't got the wrong idea? She's not listening. Her movement's full of vigor. Saber raises her Shinai back into position. Very well. Come, Shiro. Feel free to use two blades, chains, or whatever you like. Tonight is a great opportunity. Let us show whose fighting style is superior, once and for all. No, I do realize that yours is the best. Are you upset because I trained with Ryder? Such a trivial thing does not bother me. Oh, clearly it does. I mean, judging by the way the scene changed and the ominous music, it definitely has. It definitely bothers you. I just want to see the results of your studies under all these other people. Oh my god. At this rate, I may as well start watching out for Lancers and Assassins' tendencies, I hear her murmur. Liar, you're all riled up. Naturally, we are in the middle of a training session. Now please prepare yourself, Shiro. Oh my god. She's just gonna beat our ass. And I guess she did. What I learned today. First, Saber is extremely strong, so try not to anger her as much as possible. Second, when it comes to swordsmanship, remain faithful to Saber no matter what the circumstances, and so on. Only now, as my consciousness is fading, do I finally realize Saber's true dreadful potential. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Well, that was, did we just get killed? I thought for a second we just got killed. And the final day. Is there anything to do? There's something to do on the outskirts of town? And then there's something new with Makidera. We already went through the shenanigans with Makidera. Oh. What? What is Taiga doing here? And why is she dressed like that? Hello, nice to meet you. I fall over from the shock. Who are you? What are you? Who? Well, it's not like I have a name. I'd rather if you didn't ask me that question, actually. Right, I know that I am myself, yet I do not know who this myself might be. That's my dilemma. An unidentified being, I guess. Crap. A figure that... so wait, is that the tiger from Tiger Dojo? That's what I think. That's what I think she's supposed to be. A figure that warped out of some kind of messed up dimension. But enough of the troublesome talk. I am the sergeant, a mercenary that's been called forth to conquer the evil castle nestled deep within this forest, Ilias Castle. And you are, let's see, number 46, Imia-kun of Fuyuki. Infinite Prefecture, together with number 99, Saber-san, coming all the way from Britannia. Right. Today is the day the Devil's Castle will see its fall. It is time to raid. Time to raid her castle. Saber, when did you get here? How rude of you, Shiro. From Iliasville. Good evening. How is everyone doing? Are you getting along with Shiro while I'm not around? Oh, you are? Okay, great. I'll kill you. This is just getting more and more ridiculous. Anyways, the new castle is now complete. Make sure you come by for a visit. Oh yeah, that's right, she was remodeling her castle. Go ahead and break it if you can. Thus came a polite letter of invitation, did it not? Seeing you head out for the forest on the outskirts, I realized the time had come and hastened to join you. Invitation? I don't know anything about that. But anyway, don't you think this person here looks really strange? Saber? Now that you mention it, the coloring seems a bit unfinished, but Shiro, I do not think it is right to judge people by their appearance. Did she just break the fourth wall there? That's not it. Coloring aside, doesn't the whole style seem off? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not as realistic as it's like it was drawn in a different art style. Shut up! Cut the chit-chat, recruits. This 100 years too early for you to comment on the master supporting character. You miserable little pile of protagonist. Oh, there is more fourth wall breaking. Fantastic. See, Shiro, won't you get yelled at if you start talking idly during a mission? On the battlefield, a superior officer's command is absolute, godlike, the absolute truth. Keep the grumbling to yourself and be part of the armed force. That's the soldier's duty. It seems you do not understand that, Shiro. Well said, Saber-san. Spot on. With the aid of Saber-san, the unstoppable war machine, it won't be long before Ilia's castle falls like a house of cards that it is. Isn't that right, Saber-san? Phew. I hope to see blood tonight. Oh my god. Excellent. This week will mark the victory of our troops. Right, and with that, are we all prepared? Shiro-kun, Saber-san, are you ready to start pounding on your mouse? What does that mean? I've never heard that expression before. Not only am I not ready, I still have no clue what the objective is. Can we get an explanation? Yes, welcome our loyal elite. What awaits you is a challenge of many a barrier, a long road that you must take to the evil magical Ilias castle. Defeat the lowly Baruba Lord, and make the castle ours. And that's when I might become a princess and rule over this land. Lowly Baruba Lord. Great. A crack of thunder. She's totally ignoring all I said, but at least I got an idea what she wants me to do. In other words, I can't reach the Einzbern castle if I don't clear the minigame. That's right. Up ahead is an evil land governed by impossible rules. Gather your courage and fight to the bitter end. Yes, this is the way it should be. No mercy. I shall drive my holy sword into the backs of any rivals that dare advance ahead of me. There is no objection, correct, Shiro? Saber is brimming with bloodlust. When it comes to competitions, anything but first place is absolutely unacceptable to her. That's her greatest weakness. Yes, think of everyone except your own team to be your enemies. This time, the course will run up to stage 3. Shiro-kun, Saber-san, become a team and defeat the many obstacles that come your way. Alright, then let's go! A crusade to conquer the evil castle nested deep in the middle of the forest. A love-love game of you and me. We call it... What? Castlevania? Dude, this is Castlevania. Ilias Castle Assault Einzbern. Oh my god, this is real. This is real. This is a real thing. Holy shit, this is... No way. No way. Oh my god, what is happening? This is an actual minigame. What is oh my god, this is real. Welcome, chosen ones. The time has come to challenge the Winter Castle, but watch your every step. Many great trials await you. The image of your loved ones and family in your heart. I want you to overcome them all. 3 more days and we're free. No, shake it off and become one with your master and servant, and be a legend. Are you even listening? That devil, still an apprentice, daring to challenge me. Her teacher. Could it be that she wants a heroine seat for herself? But simply, you are also in trouble. The peaceful times have finally come to an end. Yes, you, the nonchalant ones, lacking any tension whatsoever. You will soon understand what that ankle biter of a holy grail feels. Remember the time you feared your own place? Yep, like that. But now, I am Taiga, certain to bow, a heartless warship with no mercy aboard, engraved in my heart the spirit of my mind. Soldiers, I wish you luck in your valiant struggles. Flare up, one-shot lighters. Oh, and make sure you read the tutorial. Relying on pure chance will not keep you alive. However, as you keep progressing, remember that luck is still the final unknown. So is this a real game? This is a real game. This is real. Oh my god. Or is this just the tutorial? No, this is real. I can jump. So are we just jumping to different obstacles? Oh my god, that's the shadow. Oh shit. Oh god, Caster can summon assassin? Man, that's... And then the shadow is after us too. Oh my god. Okay, don't jump over there. I can't believe there's an actual like mini game in here. Oh, I didn't even realize we were on a time limit. Oh, did we just lose that? No. Okay, we're still in the game. We're okay. Well, we made it at least. Rank 4. Great. I mean, it's better than nothing. Between Sella and Laceret. So is this another obstacle? This is another obstacle course. Or can we actually move? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I think we're out. I have no idea how this works. I guess we're just going to... I guess we just have to mash... To mash buttons if we encounter a servant. Or just like rapidly click the mouse. Okay, so if we can get nourishment, we can recover health. Okay, this is relatively simple. Okay. Yeah, last time we... okay, so if we just, like, rapidly click, we can defend against Bellerophon. Yeah, your noble phantasm... Your gay bulk has no effect on me, Lancer. Oh, no. Okay, we actually made it. Oh, my god. No, we came out on top this time. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Berserkar. It's the Berserkar! They seriously did the Berserkar, I can't believe it. Okay, I'm wondering if, like, if I have a noble phantasm, like, how do I use my noble phantasm? Can I just, like... I mean, so far all I can do is, like, hit it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna win this one, because I don't think I'm doing the most damage to this thing. Okay. We got it. We got it! We found out how to do the noble phantasm, boys. We got it. We got the Berserkar. Oh my god. That was actually difficult. I actually didn't know how to pull out my noble phantasm. That was the problem. Oh my god, there's a credit sequence. Ugh. That was actually kind of fun. I did not think that there were... oh. What's going on? What? What is this? Just destroy the castle. I actually didn't think that this game would actually have like a mini game within it. That's pretty interesting. I finally get to the castle. It kind of feels like a lot has happened, but I'm letting the details go for now. Yeah, okay. Let's just forget about all that. It's already past noon. Now that I'm finally here, this afternoon I'll... Oh. Okay. Well, I guess, Castle Courtyard, Salon... Oh, hey, we can talk to Lesseret. Let's talk to her. That's something new. Let's go check out the lobby first. At this time of day, Liz and Sella should both be there.
Lesseret, have you not finished putting the wine cellar in order? Having lain unused for 10 years, if something were to happen there now, it would be too late to address the problem, would it not? You may leave mending the walls for another day, but begin your survey of the cellar at once. Work here is first. No one uses wine cellars, so Ilya is not troubled even if collapses. It could be that Milady says as much herself, that it is permissible to leave the basement in that state. Not really. Before where nobody goes, I clean where everyone sees, because Ilya would be sad if she finds a crack in the wall. I should think that it would go without saying. Finding cracks in the walls of an old castle where one is staying is a fairly clear omen of misfortune ahead. Dear me, whatever possessed Milady to want to take up residence in such a remote forest is entirely beyond me. But as remote as it is, I see that it has not stopped you from showing up here all the time, Shiro. Huh? Me? She suddenly called my name. Or perhaps I should say she finally realized that I was here. Shiro. Ah, it is. Hello, Shiro. Guten Tag. Hello, Liz. Guten Tag. The two of us exchanged these idiotic greetings. This is a secret greeting between Liz and me. One that Sella doesn't quite care for, it seems. Her name is Lesseret, Imiya-sama. Please do not abbreviate it in such a distasteful fashion. Both Milady and we possess special names. It is unpleasant to have a commoner like yourself address us in such a familiar way. Shiro, don't mind. Sella just feels left out and jealous because nobody gives her a nickname. Be quiet, Lesseret. Imiya-sama, what Lesseret said just now was nothing but pure nonsense. Please do not mistake it for the truth. Is that so? I guess I should call you Sella-san then. That way it sounds more like a nickname too. Please do be quiet, Imiya-sama. Our relationship is not so friendly that I would permit you to address me with a nickname like Sella-san. I made her angry. Well, it is true that it's easier for me to just call her Sella. Please excuse me, Imiya-sama. We have been much too busy with our tasks to come to receive you properly when you arrived. Might I ask what business you have coming here? I do not believe you have made any arrangements to meet with Milady today. No, we haven't arranged anything. I just happened to find myself in the area and thought I'd drop by. I see. Shiro, policeman, come to make sure Ilya is safe. Policeman? Well, I guess you could say that. But Berserker's here too, right? The town feels a lot safer recently. Rather than a patrol, it's more like I felt like coming over, just for fun. Look well, Lesseret. Such a creature as man. What reason could a being which cares only for its fellow humans have for concerning itself with Milady? Nah, Shiro just feels shy, probably. Sella hates humans too much. Such is my role. Are we not charged with Milady's protection? I exist to protect her pride and honor, and you to protect her body from harm. So what, might I ask, is this? You have let your guard down in the presence of not just any human, but the son of Emiya Kiritsugu, with whom you exchanged such overly familiar greetings. Did you not bear that petty criminal just as much hatred as I? Yeah, I hate Kiritsugu. No fair to Shiro, but Kiritsugu was a bad human. There's no hatred to be felt in those awkward words. Liz's sole reason for hating Kiritsugu is that he made Ilya cry. I can't really disagree with her there. I feel the same way about him after all. That's okay, Liz. It's only natural that you guys can't forgive my old man for what he did, or that you condemn me as his son. It seems you are not as thoughtless as your appearance would suggest. You are quite perceptive. Yeah, well, I am my father's son after all, and I intend to take care of the responsibilities he left me with. So I'll accept that you hate me, Sella. But to take it as far as hating all humans by association as... And what if I do indeed hate all humans? Do you find such a thing unpardonable? No, I'd be happy if you'd reconsider though. It's not really like you, is what I thought. How insincere. In what manner is holding such a belief not like me? It just isn't. It'd be like saying that since you don't like apples, you hate all fruit. That's just way too prejudiced. Prejudiced? You say. Yep, Sella, prejudiced. The two of us nod in unison. I suppose, as you say, I should be more true to my own sense of aesthetics. I shall endeavor to be more exacting in my hatred, and to justify my reasons for hating that which I hate. Then please excuse us, Emiya-sama. The two of us have our tasks to attend to. Today's work, all done. Sella lying. We better get tea ready for Shiro properly. Have you not heard a word of what I said to you? I told you not 5 minutes before to finish seeing to the wine cellar. Have you already forgotten? Sella, emotions getting in the way of duties. If you want to organize so much, do it yourself. I have done and will do as much as I can. Tasks requiring brute force fall under your jurisdiction. Slender arms like mine are ill-suited to reorganizing the wine barrels. Lie number 2, Sella's scared of basement. Just doesn't want to go in wine cellar. Sella's really... Wait just a minute, Laceret. You are in the presence of a guest. Cease your idiotic rambling this very instant. Guess what, Shiro? Sella's so proud, but really super scared of ghosts. Yeah, I'm not. Absolutely not. Such a thing as a fabrication. Forget this, Emiya Shiro. Purge this nonsense you have just heard from your mind immediately. Throughout all this mayhem, Sella never laid a hand on either of us. Her professionalism is to be admired. This is really something. Definitely the kind of thing that would earn you a few sharp raps on the head from Tosca if she were here. Laceret, I demand an explanation from you as well. Refute these baseless and delusional ramblings at once. And then remove yourself to the wine cellar post-haste. Fine, I'll go with you. So not scared, right, Sella? As I said in the first place, I am not scared. Enough. I cannot depend on the likes of you any longer. I shall sort out the wine cellar by myself. See if I don't. It's alright. I'm not scared. I'm not. For how could one of the world's only completely natural homunculi ever be scared of ghosts? Oh my god. Sella's face is showing more emotion than I've ever seen from her before. The way she's trying to psych herself up for the task is almost enough to invite sympathy. Is that where the ghosts come out? That's so. In the forest recently, ghosts began appearing from time to time. After that, when Ilya was playing at night, saw a demon ghost or something in basement. A demon ghost? No such thing could have happened, even in jest. This is Castle Einzbern. I cannot speak for the spirits of its masters now departed, but surely no lowly ghost would be able to gain entrance. And I shall prove it to you that it is so. Oh, Sella, good job, good job. Praise is completely unnecessary. I'm simply going to check the condition of the wine cellar. I guess the wine cellar is in the basement of a castle. It sure sounds like it'd be pretty scary. It's pretty brave of Sella to say she'll go check it out by herself. But still. The basement of Tosaka's house was, I thought it would be scary, but it ended up being a gym. What is it, Emiya-sama? It seems you have something to say. Well, if you say you're going there to prove there aren't any ghosts, wouldn't doing it right now be pretty meaningless? Ilya saw it at night, didn't she? So wouldn't that mean that the ghost would only appear late at night? You demon! How could you even suggest that I do such a dreadful thing? What would you have me do if I ran into a ghost down there? Not much you really can do except run away like the scaredy cat that you are. Like I said, afraid of ghosts. Sella stops in her tracks. Ooh, I have surely misjudged you, Emiya Shiro, to incite Laceret in this fashion, and cast such implausible doubts on me. The only one doing any inciting around here is Sella herself, and on top of that, what she's doing now is a little more than a suicide mission. So be it. If you insist on going that far, then wait and see. I shall go alone to the basement at midnight tonight and see for myself. Although the task is not my responsibility, it will serve to verify that I am right. Just wait and see, Emiya Shiro. You should know that as Ilias feels no, as the Einbird's homunculus, I am. Without flaw. Off she goes. Is this alright, Liz? This is Sella we're dealing with. She really will go off alone, you know. And probably end up fainting down there in the cellar, too. It's okay. Sella not as strong as Shiro thinks. Gonna come crying back here soon. She smiles almost in delight. Wait, just what is she smiling about? More importantly, Shiro, tea time. I'll call Ilya, so go wait in salon. Ah, thanks, Liz. Then I'll go on ahead. Okay, Shiro is so honest. Very good. She starts up the central staircase, probably to call Ilya. I'll head for the salon then. Coming all the way out here is pretty tiring, and I did hope I'd be able to have tea with Ilya and Liz. Sella will probably come back in the end too, so it should be quite a fun afternoon. Yeah, she'll come crying back too. Oh no, the ghosts. It's almost sunset.
It'll be dangerous to go through the forest after the sun goes down, so if I'm going back to the city tonight, I better take my leave of the castle pretty soon, but...
Oh, Shiro, are you going home? It's already so late, so why don't you just stay here for the night?
Ilya called out and stopped me before I could depart.
Milady, I'm sure that Emiya-sama has matters of his own to attend to. You must not make unreasonable demands of him. Emiya-sama is a gentleman. Having already come uninvited to the castle, he would surely not be so shameless as to spend the night here as well. Is that not so, Emiya-sama?
Yeah, it sounds like she's telling us in no uncertain terms to get the hell out.
No way, you wouldn't leave so soon, right, Shiro? You'll spend the night here, right?
Two pairs of eyes, one sweetly pleading and one ice cold, are trained on me like the barrels of a gun. Today is the 4th day. Saber is waiting for me at home, but... Ooh, stay for the night or go back? Well, you know, I wonder what would happen if we stayed for the night. Staying over just for one night should be fine. Saber won't worry too much. I'll call and let her know I'm spending the night at the Einzbern castle.
Shiro, so are you going to stay here?
Thanks, Ilya. Let me take you up on that kind offer. I'd be happy to spend the night here.
Alright, together with Shiro. Now that it's decided, we need to go get everything ready. Sella, prepare a room for Shiro.
While Ilya bounces up and down happily, Sella silently thinks, "You have no dignity, Emiya Shiro. I misjudged you. Well, I always saw you as a zero in the first place. It's okay, though. It's okay. Enjoy this brief taste of happiness." I can feel a definite pressure coming from Sella. Yeah, she's gonna murder us in our sleep.
Liz, get dinner ready. Bring the best wine and meat, and prepare us a feast like no other.
Wait, are we really drinking?
Yeah, got it, Ilya. I'll do my best. Today, I hunt the master of the forest.
With that, the ever-expressionless Liz leaves the lobby.
Hey, Shiro, let's go to the salon. Sella's going to prepare a room for you, so let's relax while we wait for dinner to be ready.
Okay. I'll be in your debt for today, Sella.
Please take no notice of me. Emiya-sama should work to meet Milady's expectations. Please devote every last bit of your energy to play the part of a charming gentleman properly.
Yeah, basically she's also saying don't try anything with her. She quickly looks away and starts up towards the second floor in a huff. Wow, that's unless Ilya doesn't try anything with us.
Hehehe, no need for that. My Oni-chan is already plenty charming without even trying, isn't he?
I wonder. There might be some truth to what Sella said. Ilya's clinging tightly to me. When she says something like that while looking up at me this way, I can't help but feel awkward. Wow, this whole situation's pretty awkward.
It's okay. Just act like you always do. Since it's such a special occasion, shouldn't we all eat together tonight? It'll be just like dinner at your house, with you, me, Liz, Sella, and Berserker, all 5 of us eating together.
You know, Berserker eating with us sounds kind of... I'm kind of, like, trying to picture that. Him just, like, hunched over, like, trying to pick up a tiny fork and, like, eat from a plate. Like, he's just, like, trying to lean over and eat food. He's, like, just, like, at a table, and he's, like, all the way up to the fucking ceiling. It's like, how do I eat this? Is she happier having dinner at my place than here, the castle she lives in? Ilya seems truly happy as she proposes dinner with the entire family. Well, this is a castle after all, so why don't we? But will Berserker be able to fit in the dining room? That's what I was wondering.
You're right. That might be kind of hard. Maybe I should have him stand outside the window.
He's just going to be staring in from outside the window. That's scary in its own way. Imagining Berserker sitting outside the window, sadly holding his knees, makes me think of Saber waiting for me. In that case, let's eat outside. It's a bit cold out, but if we build a fire, it'll be warm enough. If everyone's outside enjoying themselves, it could make for a pretty fun barbecue.
Yeah, I want to do that too, and I'm sure Berserker will love it.
Okay, good. A barbecue is something I can help out with, so I'll be able to repay you for letting me stay here. Liz is preparing the meat, so I'll be in charge of vegetables. Ilya, can I use the kitchen? I'll be borrowing the vegetables in there. Wait a second. Why are you clinging to me? Wait, Ilya, hold on. At least tell me why you're doing that. I keep struggling, but she refuses to release my arm from her grasp.
This is so great. I'm so happy. Thank you, Oni-chan.
Her strength increases as she squeezes me, so I finally just resign myself to it. Ilya looks so happy she could cry. I don't know what's gotten into her, but she's happily holding on as hard as she can. Well, it's okay. When I see her face like that, the embarrassment I feel becomes trivial. An unexpected decision to have dinner in the castle. If such a small thing can bring Ilya this much joy, I'd make the same choice every time. And then night comes, and so does our death, like always. Oh no, she's gonna try to go into the basement. Or no, oh, this is our room. Never mind.
This is your room, Emiya-sama. Please proceed.
Seriously? So, after the heartwarming uproar of the barbecue, the reception I'm getting now is colder than ice.
Now then, I shall excuse myself.
I mean, what did you expect? She doesn't like you.
If you require anything, please call me.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
How can you say that? How am I supposed to sleep in here? Even at the best of times, this castle's middle of the winter cold. No human can ever sleep in here.
Ah, that. In that case, do not worry. In the corner of the room is a sleeping bag. It is an inferior quality article Lister had purchased at Mount Miyama, but it shouldn't be too much for you to handle, Emiya-sama. Just as she said, I can see a sleeping bag and a mattress laid out in the corner of the room. But that's not the problem here. Scylla, even with a sleeping bag, it's impossible to spend the whole night in here. To ask bluntly, I'd like you to show me to another room. In spite of what you may have heard, I'm just a regular guy. It's not every day that I spend a night in a castle, so I'd like to try sleeping in a luxurious bedroom. I acknowledge your request, but this is the only guest room available at the moment. My apologies, Emiya-sama, but you have no choice but to agree to stay in this storeroom.
Dude, there's like plenty of rooms in this castle. Are you serious?
You said it. You definitely just said this is a storeroom. Oh my, forgive me. I spoke in error. More properly, this guest room was a storeroom an hour ago. It seems the wine from dinner is affecting me.
Hee hee hee, Sally giggles, a gentle smile on her face. I wonder if I've ever seen such an unhappy smile before.
Ah, my head is swimming. Please excuse me, Emiya-sama, but I shall now retire for the evening. For your own protection, I should tell you that all the other rooms will be locked, so please do not go walking around the halls unnecessarily. We have just implemented a special burglar extermination spell tonight. To carelessly open the wrong door while looking for the bathroom would be inviting your own death.
Jesus Christ. This is revenge. This is revenge for everything up until now, isn't it?
You are quite the joker. What reason could I possibly have for seeking revenge on Emiya-sama, whom I hold in such high esteem?
She seems to be enjoying herself. It's like she's gloating over the spoils of a victory.
Then allow me to excuse myself. I wish you a memorable night, Emiya-sama.
I think we should have just gone back home. The devil has fled. She turned off the lights as she went too, just to be thorough. Well then, placed under house semi-arrest like this, should I just quietly go back to sleep? We don't really have a choice, do we? Go to sleep, cursing Scylla. That's right, the ruins. Quietly go to sleep, cursing Scylla. That's right, the ruin. So, wait, what are the ruins? What if we go check out the ruins? Like, are we just... Well, we're gonna die anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is a bit sudden, but let's go to the forest ruins. I have a definitively bad feeling about this, but I also feel that a wonderful encounter awaits me. I wonder what that encounter could be. Oh, it's her. Good evening. Thanks for coming. Geez, you're a night owl, aren't you? So you were here after all. For those of you who have no idea who this character is, try visiting the ruins before sunset.
Then it is time. The seventh element that involves the human race. Everyone's favorite Quiz Dojo, the Advanced Edition. The prize this time is one heck of a hot spring. You must be sick and tired of that prefab bath already. A nice wide bath that you can fully stretch out in is such a heartfelt present. By the way, it also improves your health, household well-being, and like a fairy in a tactical bombing maneuver, increases your economic fortune. Take your pick.
Wow, sounds fake. Applause. Hot springs, right. A renovated bathroom is the most you could possibly expect from this quiz ogre. Nevertheless, the very sound of the words hot spring feels wonderful. Lured in by that feeling, I end up responding with applause as well. Indeed, I wish you the best of luck, faithful one. Should you be able to answer all questions from this quiz correctly, a happy and embarrassing event awaits your enjoyment. Happy and embarrassing? The bath is the essence of Japan. The bath is naked and sexy. And bad things happen if you go into one with a girl already in it. Woohoo! But I will not permit this utopia to take place. Why is the Emiya theme playing? Here I come. This is the final battle. Wah! Are we actually going to be asked questions? What is going on? What? Come on, you Arrow Kappa. If you want to say goodbye to your bleary life, you should have to deal with me first. Question 1. Fate's main heroine is Fujimura Taiga. Of course, and Taiga's route ending is the true one. Yeah, sure, it's the same. Is this... You sure if it's the same fate we're talking about? I feel like we just have to appease her. Let's just say it is. Oh, really? This is the era of Fujimura Taiga. Of course, no doubt about it. Or rather, this era has finally caught up to you. Well, you're free to dream with it. What if we just be a sarcastic ass? What happens? Oh. Okay. The main heroine of this fan desk is Fujimura Taiga. Let it go, Fujimura. So just shoot down all her delusions is the correct answer. Fujimura Taiga got the first place on the Fate popularity poll by a wide margin too. Actually, didn't she fill in the entire top 10? I'm pretty sure it's 9th. Don't you mean 9th? Yeah. Fate has a hidden 4th route, Fujine's heart-throbbing 7th period honey class, and it's not just the 7th period. That's not even true. That's not even true. The last one. Again. I sail through the air like a leaf. You greenhorn. Did you really think that your little lies could possibly fool one such as I? Yeah, but we got the correct answers. How dare you take me so lightly? Oh, did you really think that such base flattery could win me over? But still, oh my, what terrible questions. Unleashing a cry like that of some great beast, the quiz ogre howls. The roar itself was just sobbing. Well, it's a shame, but I still can't let you have the treasure card. Don't get me wrong, if it were up to me, I'd give you a whole stack of them, but I can't be mixing business with pleasure, you see. The quiz ogre sniffles as tears roll down her cheeks. Truly, this is the tragedy of middle management. Anyway, I win this time, though I can't say I'm too happy about it. We got one question wrong, come on. If you're still after the treasure here, then let's meet again. It's kind of painful for me no matter which of us loses, but in any case, I'll be waiting until the next time you decide to challenge me. The quiz ogre staggers away dejectedly. Why do I feel like I've just done something bad? I probably shouldn't feel such half-assed sympathy towards her. I won't hold back next time. When I come here again, I have no choice but to answer mercilessly until I take her down. Now, get only one question wrong and you screw up, I guess. The night wears on. It's just a bit too cold to fall asleep, but I'll probably manage somehow. Alright, let's get to sleep. There's nothing else to do here after all. Wrapping myself into nearly non-existent bedding, I close my eyes. Yep, there it is. I put my brief struggle to rest. I leave many things untouched and just relax. In this castle far removed from town, the 4th night grows old. It's just like the dying hour of an old dog. Without realizing this moment is perched on the edge of death's maw, I fall asleep the same as always.